Join me today as we transform ordinary popsicle sticks into something magical. Rustic wooden spoons, super cute tiny rolling pins, and organic looking cutting boards. Those little treasures are more than just charms. They are miniature works of art that will make any cookbook or cooking journal look really authentic and beautiful. And you know what's really great about these? They are so easy to make. Hello everyone, it's Dragana at Saacibo. Welcome back to my channel. I'm back this week with another cooking theme video, and this time we're making charms. I love making charms. There's a playlist on my YouTube channel dedicated to making charms for junk journals. You might think this is complicated to do, but it's actually very easy. So today I'm going to show you how to create this miniature cutting board, miniature rolling pin, and a mini spoon. Then I'm going to show you how to create these oven mitts, and we're going to put one of these together. And I will also show you this variation where I used cardstock to create this charm and just added a strip of fabric and decorated with lace, almost like a kitchen towel. It's a great way to use up your scraps of fabric and paper. Let's have a look what we need for the project. First of all, you'll need some popsicle sticks. I have this large one and a medium one. The large one is great for creating these miniature cutting boards, and this size is great for creating spoons. I'll just give you the dimensions of these. This one is 24 millimeters by 20 centimeters, and this one is 18 millimeters by 15 centimeters. You will also need one of these meat skewers to create a rolling pin, some jump rings to complete the project, the tools to put the jump rings. You will also need a small hole punching tool. You will need some paper with wood texture. If you don't have any, you can get some from my website. I've got a lot of free ones. You will need a sanding block. This one is 80. A brush and some varnish would be great. Ink, glue, some fabric glue, pencil. If you have a brown, regular watercolor pencil, it would be very helpful. A bit of fabric and lace, a few of these bulb pins, some ribbon clamps, and if you have some end caps for cords, that would be great. And for these ones, it would be great if you had some iron-on interfacing that is double-sided. You might know it as heat and bond. And you will also need a cutting board. You'll need scissors and a knife. And of course you will need your iron, and you will need your sewing machine if you decide to do the sewing. You can do this really intuitively. I've been just drawing and then cutting, but then I realized it's probably easier for most of you to actually use a template, so I created more templates. So you've got a template or a pattern for these oven mitts. Then you have 4 different spoons. I've actually scanned my own and then created templates, and then I've enlarged that template so that you can make them even bigger. If you really want a bigger spoon made from this popsicle stick, then use these bigger templates. And on this one here, you have 4 different styles of cutting boards. I've added some large templates for cutting boards, and I think these would be great to create, for example, tags or other elements in your journals, such as pockets. I've already cut the templates. I've got them all here, and I've used 350 GSM cardstock. You can print them on just copy paper and then glue them onto some packaging and then cut them out. These are absolutely free. You can find them on my website. The link is up on the screen and also below the video. You do not need to register, pay, or install anything. I do not ask for anything in return. If you click on any of the Google ads by mistake and they ask for your payment, your credit card details and so on, please know that is not me. Do not provide your information unless you want whatever they're selling. If you wish to share my freebies, I would really appreciate if you share the link to my website. Please do not sell or redistribute in a digital form as a freebie anywhere else. It is okay to use printed version of all my freebies in the journals that you make and sell. We've covered that. Now let's make some charms. Let's cut one of the boards first. First I have to trace the template. Okay. I think it's going to be much easier with a template than cutting it freestyle like I've done with those. Okay, here we go. I find that cutting across here is easier to do with scissors because it is against the grain of the wood. When you try to do it with this, it's just so hard. You have to repeat it several times. So I'll just do like this. And don't use your good scissors that you use for fabric. Use just your regular scissors that you cut paper with. Here where the corners are, I just do a little cut like that. And don't worry if it's not perfect. I'll show you here. Because we're going to sand it later. Now here, make a small cut there, small cut there, and then like so, and then like so. So I'll just continue with scissors. Just like that. This wood is kind of soft. Okay, and then here in the corners a little bit and a little bit there. Just put it against this. It looks very unfinished, but we're going to fix it. You can use this to actually get into the parts that are harder to do, just like when you're peeling potatoes. Just be careful not to cut yourself, and then you just sand it. Sand it on an angle. To the corners. Here it is. Now I can punch a hole here. So just gently. This tool is used for punching holes in leather, if you're wondering. And I didn't place it in the center. That's all right, mine is totally handmade. Very authentic. Now I'm just going to use some ink to color it. You can actually paint it if you wanted to. If you have some wood stain, I think it would look good. Okay, let's stamp something here. Just using this permanent ink. I have this tiny stamp. It looks like chamomile. So I'm just going to stamp. I think it's cute. It's just something different. So what I do now, I just put it like this on a meat skewer, and I get some varnish. This is high gloss varnish. You can use matte. And I paint both sides. course, adding varnish is optional, but I just think it looks really nice with the varnish. And you know, this brown ink gets activated with varnish and it gives this stained effect. So that is done. I'll just let it dry. I won't clean my brush because I'm going to use it again, so I'm just going to put it here into this Ziploc bag. Now let's cut some spoons. Okay, let's cut that one. Over here I'll just cut straight first, and then I just round it a little bit. And then this part, see how it just starts kind of breaking. I'm just going to fix this bit here. It's pretty good, I think. Okay, let's sand it. Let's punch a hole here. You probably wonder how I achieved that look. First I ink the whole thing. And then if you have some watercolors that come in a pencil, it's probably easier. If you don't, you just use regular pencils. I just draw here like this. Okay. And then just cover the first part with more of that. It's just the illusion that there is a dent in there. And then I do the same as I've done with the other one. Add varnish. I'd usually make all of them and then varnish them all at the same time, but that's all right. We can do it this way. See how it activates with the varnish a little bit. And that's it. So I'm gonna let it dry. Now for the rolling pin, you need one of these Mitt skewers. That is 5 centimeters or 2 inches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I just do this until it snaps. I'm just rolling it. Just like that. It's cut nicely. And then you just sand it. What I've done here, I don't know if you can see, I've kind of sanded a little bit more there. Mark where you want them to be a little bit thinner, and you just go like that on the edge, and you just roll it as you do it. Just don't go too far because they might snap then. Okay, so I have this piece of paper. I think it's 120 GSM, and the length is 5 inches to get that thickness around that. So you can add more, I suppose, and I think I'm just gonna cut it a little bit. I'm just using the width of this ruler. I'm going to roll it over this because this is hard to hold while rolling, and we've done this when we've done paper beads. Okay, I just start here, do a test run. It seems all right. So now I need to add the glue just here to the very end. Just rolling it. I'm gonna hold it. Let's just ink this first, because later on it's going to be hard to get into these grooves. This part is much easier to ink now. Slide that over. Just add a little bit more here. So cute. A little rolling pin. Now this one's a bit tricky to add varnish, but it's doable. I've tried on one of these to punch a hole here, and I ended up smashing that thing, so it's a no. I'm just going to hold it like that. So I'll have to do it in 2 goes. Do one side and then do the other. I'm going to go over the paper too. While these are drying, I want to show you how to create this. This is just so easy, and I love the result. For that part there, I've used my template from last week. I cut 2 pieces from scrapbooking paper. I placed it like that and then like that to have front and back. And I've cut 1 more from the cardstock. So I'm going to just glue these together. This one's going in the middle. Then I place that. And then I add glue again. And I place that. And you just place it under something heavy, like a book, and wait for it to dry. I'm not going to wait because I've already made some, and I think I want to use the pink one. When you're cutting, it's normal that it's not going to match perfectly. These match because they were cut on Cricut, but if they were cut by hand, you would have edges that don't align perfectly, and that is totally okay. You just use your sanding block again. And distress the whole thing a little bit. Soften the corners. and then I just ink it. I've been adding eyelets to these, and I'm going to do this one differently. I'm going to do it without the eyelet. So just like that. Now you grab the fabric. I'm just going to use this template, that part. It's just that I cut it without printing. I will cut it just straight. And I don't really worry about the fact that the fabric is going to fray. You can lightly burn the edge if you don't want it to fray. And then I just glue the lace. I think the top one looks good. Yeah, I'm going to go with that one. Just cut this bit off. Now let's add the fabric glue just here. I just spread it a little bit with my fingers, and then I basically touch these ends so they don't fall apart. I'll just trim it. It's so cute. I wish my kitchen towels were this nice. So I just fold it like so. That's gonna go in the corner, and then I need something for here. I've got this little lace flower. I'll just put that. So no sewing necessary, we're just gluing things. And then I'm just gonna grab one of these bulb pins, put it through here, and then through there. And your dangle is done. Now we're going to create these oven mitts. I'm going to use that and that template. I like to cut a little bit bigger, and I don't worry about rounding this part for now. I'll just cut it straight first. Okay, and then I need a piece with this fabric. That's an old shirt. Okay, so one for the front and one for the back. And I also need to cut two of those. I'm gonna fold it like that. Go like this. I'm also cutting a little bit more. So with these ones, I fold them like that. I'll just move this cutting board because I now have to use my iron. I'm going to put a piece of paper. That thing is quite sticky, heat and bond. And I need one piece that is that size. And I need one of these, only one, because I'm gonna go actually and use half in each pocket. This has paper on that side and that sticky glue on the other. That's the wrong side, that's the right side. So wrong side up, and then I'm gonna grab that and just iron it over that. By the way, the iron is, what is it? Almost on max heat. Okay. See how it kind of sticks. Peel it off. There we go. You can see that that sticky bit is there. I'm going to place that fabric the wrong side down. Okay. And the reason I have the paper there is because the part of that heat and bond is sticking out. If I go over with my iron, I will get it on the iron. And it would be hard to clean, so I'm just going to go like this. Okay, that's nicely glued. Now for the pockets, I will cut this in half. Wrong side, that's the right side. So I will place half of this, the sticky part down. Okay. Now I've got to peel it off. And just fold it. That's the pockets. Don't remember the last time I used my iron. I didn't even check. Could have been broken or not working and I wouldn't even know. And I almost forgot, I also need 2 of these for the glove. And I'll just do that and cut 1 piece of heat and bond. Okay. Fold it. See how sticky it gets. Okay. And I'll just draw shape, but I won't be cutting it now. I'll cut it after I do the stitching. We are done with ironing. There's the nice side of the pocket, that's the raw edge side. Okay, so I'll place that there, and then I place that there. If you have some clips or pins, you can attach them too. Now place your template and draw. That's it. Now we're going to the sewing machine. also stitch just on the inside of this outline. So now I just cut where I had drawn the template. And because we used heat and bond, I doubt this is going to really start fraying much. That glue should hold it. So we cheated a little bit. Okay, oh, this is a charm. It's not a real oven mitten. Doesn't have to be exactly like the real thing, but I think it's believable. And that is that one. Let's cut this one. Cute little glove. Ribbon clamps work really well for this, so I don't have to punch a hole and install eyelets. I actually cut here just a little bit on an angle, and I place that, press it, and then I use my pliers to press even harder. By the way, you can arrange these differently. I just like them this way, so it's just my preference. I'll just grab a jump ring. I have a tiny little jump ring here, and I'm going to put it through that there. Open it up, pull it through, and that's it. I think these are dry. At least that one is. That one too. The touch dry, so should be all right. And that one's done too. We have to pick one for our dangle. These ones that have a hole, it's easy. You just put a jump ring just like I've shown you here. So let's do that. Cute. For this one, because there is no hole, you could attempt to maybe do something with wire, and that is what I've done here. But honestly, that took a while, and it's just so fiddly that I've decided I'm not gonna repeat that. I found an easier solution by using these chain ends, I think, whatever they're called. So you open that up a little bit, Then you place that there, and then you fold that part over. Now hold it all with your pliers. These sides have to go over this. I'm trying to pull it off. It's not going anywhere, so now I can put a jump ring through this little hole here. Which one should we use? I really like the rolling pin, but I don't have any of the cutting boards with stamped images, so I'm going to add that one, and just like that with a bulb pin. Love it. I haven't made a journal yet, but I can certainly add it to one of the recipe cards from last week. Just like that. So cute. I'm going to put it into this journal. Just have to find a spot. I think there's room in here. I will move these a little bit. Like that. Even matches the color. Oh gosh. I love it. Really looks good in this one. This one might go well with that recipe card. What do you think? Just like that. Great. So here we are at the end. Another charm making tutorial, and this time we were making them with wood and fabric. I sincerely hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you found value in this video. If you make any of these and you don't mind sharing, share the photos in our Facebook group, Crafting with Saacibo. Don't forget your freebie. Have fun creating, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.